Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from the New York Post. This is dated, we're doing this again with the little ad that takes up half the damn page. Okay, this is from, there we go, October 20th. And it says the No Kings crowd don't want more democracy. They want less. And I would just want to say congratulations to the No Kings crowd. I guess you guys accomplished what you set out to do. We didn't have a king beforehand. We don't have one now. How about that? There's still no king. You guys did great. So happy for you. But let's get into the article. It says, watching the No Kings protests, a friend commented, democracy dies when the other side wins. Another rule they wouldn't want to have turned back on them. So that does seem to be the animating spirit, not only of the various marches around the country, but of the entire anti-Trump resistance. And it says, President Trump's crime isn't anything he's said or done or even believed, which all too often anti-Trump protesters can't cogently describe anyway. Yeah, they honestly don't know like what they're even mad about. Like, there's so many videos of people going out there and being like, what are you guys protesting? And they're like, no kings. And like, well, like, but what specifically? And they're like, I don't know. So there you go. It says it's that he won and that he represents the other team. Yes, that's what they're doing. They're just pissed that Hillary didn't win in 2016 still. You know, it's the better part of a decade here and they're still pissed about that. It says, as Batya Ungar Sargon put it, says the No Kings rally isn't protesting Trump, but rather the agenda the majority of America voted for. The left isn't protesting a king, but their fellow Americans. They aren't standing up for democracy. They are protesting against it. That would be a spot-on thing to say. And, okay, so the ads are just going crazy here, so we'll go down, because that ad wasn't there before. Why is it doing that? New York Post, you need to get a little bit of a better website. I've done articles from this before, and it's always the same. But anyway, we're not going to keep complaining about them. Let's move on. It says, this is entirely correct. Trump isn't a king. He's a popular elected president who won in something of a landslide, delivering exactly the policies that he promised the electorate. His actions generally involve invoking various statutes passed into law by Congress over the past several decades. His enforcement of immigration laws and deportation of criminal aliens is very popular. His ending of DEI policies is also very popular. So is his slashing of federal payrolls and his cuts to foreign aid. Then there are his cuts to federal regulations and his support for law enforcement. In fact, Trump is a king, or dictator, as we're often told, whose actual program seems to involve shrinking the government he heads. That's not the usual thing for autocrats. Yeah, that's the funny part, is that whenever they call him like a fascist, it's like, you guys do realize that fascism requires like large government, because fascism is an offshoot of socialism. Okay, like all the people that started fascism were socialists. And so like whenever I hear them say fascism, like he's shrinking the size of government. That goes directly against the idea that he's a fascist. Okay? Like those two things can't be the same. He either is shrinking the size of government or he's a fascist. One of those is a fact. One of those is just a fantasy. Okay? So, yes, and also if he's an autocrat, like kind of the same thing applies as well. Like, again, these people don't really seem to know the words that they're using, and I've made that mention of that many times. It says, kings inherit their jobs. Presidents are elected for a term. As Meghan McCain tweeted, I don't understand how Trump is a king when he won every single swing state, the Electoral College, and popular vote in a Democratic election. And Meghan McCain would be 100% right about that. His legal scholar Ilya Shapiro responded, no, he's a king by dismantling an administrative state that, checks notes, nobody voted for. Once again, correct. Says that's Trump's real sin, carrying out the will of the voters. Democrats know their policies are unpopular. That's why they have to lie about everything from immigration to affirmative action to gun control. Democrats represent the administrative and professional class, bureaucrats, educators, academics, media people, and, of course, a huge gaggle of useless nonprofit and foundation and NGO flunkies. Their true Their true program is to move more money and power into the hands of these groups and out of the hands of ordinary Americans, whom they regard with a mixture of fear and contempt. Yeah, basically, they hate everybody who lives between LA and New York. So, that's like most Americans. Because during the COVID years, the same people who are out marching for no king supported an endless array of dictatorial measures. Lockdowns, firing people for not vaccinating, arresting people for being outside, arresting people for paddleboarding in the ocean without a mask, arresting people for holding unlicensed religious services, etc. Yeah, so again, the people who are calling you a fascist or saying that you support autocratic policies are like, that Donald Trump is an autocrat. Well, they supported all of this stuff during COVID. So they tend to not look in the mirror at their own actions and say, hey, maybe we're the bad guys. Like, what's that quote from, I don't know what show it was, but that quote of the dude in the Nazi outfit where he goes, Hans, are we the baddies? Like, there's no part of that where they look at each other or look in the mirror and go, oh, God, maybe it's us. Maybe we are the bad guys. It says these measures were all fine with the laptop class, which now sees in Trump an existential threat not to liberty, but to their position and, at least as important, their self-importance. When Trump first took office in 2017, I noted, and that's the author, not me, Jason, that much of his opposition came from gentry liberals who suffered from status anxiety. They valued their position at the top of their social order and the respect they got for their expertise. Trump gave them no such respect and undermined their positions, as their expertise, as COVID underscored, was always overrated. Yes, that COVID kind of proved that the experts didn't really know what they were doing or what they were talking about. It says, now it's much worse, of course. Trump 2.0 isn't just belittling them and ignoring their advice and demands. He's cutting off the money. No sooner did he kill off the U.S. Agency for International Development, that's USAID, which was basically a slush fund for lefty foundations and NGOs, than leftist organizations and even media businesses had to shut down for lack of funds. Oh, look at that. Funny how those two things are related. So that's just the beginning of what Trump has been doing. He's not just a threat to their self-image now, he's a threat to the whole feedlot. The anger toward him is also explained by understanding that pretty much the entire post-World War II institutional arrangement was designed to ensure that voters don't get what they want. The administrative state makes regulations that have the force of law, but no one gets to vote on. It says, important domestic policy decisions are turned over to international organizations that are accountable to no one, even as they scarf up U.S. taxpayer money. Justice Department attorneys abuse their power to prosecute political opponents of the system while protecting the system's made men and women, of course. It says, the No Kings protesters invoked Revolutionary War symbolism in support of their marches, but the true revolution here is that of Donald Trump, who's taking apart unaccountable powers and returning power to the people. No wonder they hate him. That is a great article, actually. I mean, he's 100% right here. So the No Kings people... yeah, they're fighting against you. That's what the point is, okay? Because Trump was elected in a fair election. There were no shenanigans, like, not like in, 2020. Somehow Joe Biden getting, 20 million more votes than the most popular president of all time. And I say that sarcastically, in Barack Obama. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to add to this. This is a pretty good article. I might have to read it again. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.